Yo, what's up guys? We're down here in eastern Kentucky. We came down to visit some family. Figured I'd hop on the bike for a minute. I brung it with me so I could ride around with a few local guys the next day or so. But today I just wanted to hop on for a couple minutes, ride up what is known as the Dragon Slayer. It is a old road that goes up the top of Black Mountain here in eastern Kentucky. This town is actually called Lynch, Kentucky. It's where my family is from, or well, where my family lives at right now, and I used to live. We're not very far from this mountain. It's kind of a motorcycle attraction that they started up. I remember riding this road before they repaved it. Today, as you can see, the road, it rained last night and the past couple days, so the road's really kind of wet in a few spots, and I'm expecting it to be wet on this mountain, so I'm not going to ride too aggressive or anything. Plus this being eastern Kentucky, and as you can see and will see, we are in the Appalachian Mountains, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of leaves on the road in a few spots, so we're going to take it nice and slow, nice and easy, a good easy ride. I'm going to try to get my camera angle set up good. Hopefully you can see some of my bike, hopefully you can see some of the road, but it's all good. This is being recorded on Thanksgiving Day. We had a pretty good turnout with our family coming together, had a pretty good meal. We all meet up at the same place every year really. Next year I think we're going to try to rent a larger area out so everybody can come, you know, because people's going to several places and eating at different times, and that's really difficult for everybody to do that, and we can just rent out like a center or a civic center or something like that, and just have, you know, multiple families show up. But Thanksgiving and Christmas, my two favorite holidays, because all the food, I'm not big on getting gifts or whatever, but like the turkey, smoked turkey, man, it is so good. Pumpkin pie is my favorite. A nice Milky Way cake, which you've probably never had. My mother makes a Milky Way cake, and it is delicious. It's made out of Milky Way candy bars. But I love it down here. This is beautiful southeastern Kentucky. The only problem is that there's not really a lot of jobs. This used to be an old coal camp, so all these are old coal camp houses for, you know, when the coal mines was booming, and the coal mines ain't booming anymore. So nobody's really here, and everybody's moving out. The only people that's here have like been here their whole life, and just haven't moved out. They don't really have house payments, etc., or they're like working in the medical field, or they done what I used to do, and that's travel for work. Beautiful area. Would love to live down here. Like I was saying, I'd love to move back, be around family and the friends that I do have that still live here. However, it's just, it would just about be impossible to support, you know, my lifestyle, so to speak, and just the creature comforts that we have where we are at now, close to Lexington, Kentucky, with all the good restaurants, and, you know, being close to a metropolitan area or a higher populated area. You have like DoorDash, and we can order our groceries and they be delivered to our house, but you can't do that here. You have to drive like 30 minutes to the nearest grocery store, or you can shop at the only grocery store in the small little town you're in, maybe, but pay 2-3 times more than what you would going elsewhere. So we're just now starting up in the Dragon Slayer. I used to golf at this country club here. It's only got 9 holes, I believe. It was really fun. Me and my stepfather, we would golf here a lot, go to scrambles. They got a couple pretty decent holes and stuff on there. So this road is really curvy. You got to be careful on it. I think they do bring semis across this sometimes, like coal trucks and stuff. But as you can see, the road's pretty wet, so I'm not going to ride too aggressive. I'm just going to cruise up to the top of this mountain, show you this beautiful overlook into Virginia. So once you get to the top, you will cross over into the Virginia line. Another bad thing is I have like kind of racing slicks, so to speak, on this bike. They come stock on it, but they aren't the best for wet conditions, and they're not the best in cold conditions, and I have both of those right now. But that's okay. Again, I'm just riding, cruising, nothing too crazy. But I love it here. Just such a peaceful atmosphere. And once we get up to a few of these places where you can see some good scenery, you'll understand why. I also love it here. See a little wet spot right there. I don't want to give it too much throttle so it don't kick my rear tire out from under me. This curve is probably going to be wet still because it doesn't get any sunlight here. The sun doesn't shine on certain spots of this mountain. So I'm taking it slow, and you got to be careful about like stuff like that and the trees and stuff falling down, because again, it's a small town. This is like a back road. Not really a back road. This is actually one of the ways you can get into town from Virginia or Tennessee, but you got to be careful because it's not maintained as frequently as a highway or an interstate would be. So if a tree falls or something, if nobody calls it in or nobody moves it themselves, which I've had to do in the past, I've moved several trees out of the road by myself when I lived here, just because, you know, it's the thing to do. But you got to be careful. You got to watch out for them. Another thing you got to watch out for here is wildlife, and I'm not just talking about deer, squirrels, etc. We have a lot of black bear. There is surprisingly a lot of black bear here, and you got to be careful, especially up here. And I'll be surprised if we don't see one today. They come out, they roam around, they go down into the populated area at the bottom of the mountain and get the people's trash and stuff, and then they come back up in the mountain and do their thing, you know, which it's winter time, so you'd think they'd be like hibernating or getting ready to. It's not technically winter, it's still fall, but it's, you know, it's getting cold, so they're probably out prowling around trying to get fattened up. So you got to be careful. In early spring, I believe, I don't know when bears mating seasons are, but or the bears mating season is, but like early spring and stuff, you got to watch out because they'll have cubs and stuff out up here, and you'll see a bunch of little baby bears. And if you see a baby bear by itself, don't mess with it. Don't mess with any bear, period, but especially a baby bear or a cub, because mama's not too far behind if you see the cub, and mama will eat you up. Which black bears really don't bother people unless you feed them, and people tend to do that sometimes. They like will hand feed them or you know, whatever. See what I'm saying? All these leaves, like this would be like driving on ice, so I gotta like go over this really slow. But that's okay. I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. I know it's here. I've lived here for most of my life, or I used to live here, which for most of my life, and I just expect that to be the case here. So I've got a lot of friends that actually ride this road pretty aggressive in the summertime when there's not leaves and debris on the road, and the road's warm, your tires are warm, and they be cooking up through here, dragging knee and stuff. And I think one of these curves up here is one of their favorites to do it on, which I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try today. I forgot to turn my quad lock on. I got a switch under my rear seat. If you go watch my other video on how to install, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'll have to turn my quad lock on so my phone will start charging, because I bought a wireless charging head for it and I need to utilize it. If I'm not utilizing it, why'd I buy it? But it's pretty sick to be able to charge your bike and ride at the same time.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I do lives while I'm riding, like on TikTok, and I might start doing lives on other platforms. If you can, I know you probably can't see it, but in the distance there is a big ball, looks like a golf ball at the top of the mountain. It is actually a radio tower for the military, and it's gated off. You can get to it on like a ATV or four-wheeler or a side-by-side or an off-road vehicle, but you can't get to it with a regular car, I don't believe, because they have the gate locked, and to be able to get around the gate, you have to have something that can go off-road. So I think this is the curve everybody loves to hit. Yeah, like right here. This one, which is sweet, but if you mess up and you go over that, you're hurting. You're gonna be more than hurting. You might be dead, because that is a long drop. So you better know what you're doing if you're trying to do that. Hopefully I start growing more on YouTube with the help of you guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this video to help me out and motivate me to post more moto vlogging content, more riding videos, and so I can get some better ideas and, you know, just post better content, because I'm just now starting. And you know, when you first start off, it's not perfect, it's not the best. You learn. I have to learn how to edit videos, I have to learn how to communicate while riding, I have to learn how to talk about just anything, really, because if you've not really tried to do it, it is hard to talk about a subject and ride a motorcycle or drive a car or something, to just come up with stuff just to talk about. But hey, it's fun. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy making content for you guys, especially, you know, that you all enjoy watching my content. And I know I've created a pretty large community across Instagram and TikTok. So if I could try to bring a lot of those supporters over to YouTube, that'd be awesome. So as you get higher up in the mountain, your ears start to pop. You know, if you've ever been on a plane, or you've ever went to like a low altitude to a high altitude or a higher altitude, you know that your ears will pop. You've kind of got less oxygen and etc. at a certain extent. The thing about this mountain, speaking of altitude, is this is the highest point in Kentucky, which is another attraction that people like to go to. I think there is a sign up here that says the highest point in Kentucky. And there's actually a gift shop at the bottom of the mountain. I might have to stop by there to just take a look. But yeah, see, Black Mountain, elevation 4,145 feet, highest point in Kentucky. But the thing is right over here on the Virginia line, look at this beautiful overlook. Like, isn't that gorgeous? Now, getting off the road here is a little tricky, so I'm going to go in right here. So look at that. Is that not just gorgeous? See, I used to ride up here before people like knew about this, because I lived at the bottom of this mountain. But it's an old strip mine over there. It used to be a coal mine. It's not going right now. As you can see, there's nobody's working. I don't know if it's still an active coal mine, but it is Thanksgiving, so like people take Thanksgiving off. Coal mines really didn't, but it's a beautiful spot. Okay, that's why I miss being here, coming up here when it snows, all that just blanketed in snow. But what you're seeing right there is Virginia. This is such a beautiful overlook. Just look at that gorgeous S1K with that beautiful scenery over the background. It's gorgeous. You can't beat it. Kentucky and Virginia, of course, because we're technically crossed over into Virginia. Now, I don't like Virginia. I don't really like Virginia, but it looks pretty from here. I'll look at it. I'll look at you, Virginia, but I don't want to go over there. I don't want to come down this mountain, Virginia, and be in Virginia. Virginia is probably my least favorite state because they suck. Sorry if you're from Virginia, but Virginia sucks. You don't suck, just the state. The state of Virginia is not my favorite. State of Kentucky is perfect. I do love Kentucky. You know that Shrek is love, Shrek is life thing? Well, Kentucky is home, Kentucky is life. So let's get going back down the mountain. We got a few things we have to go do today before it gets too dark. It's 3:38, gets dark around 5:30. But I'm gonna head back down. I'm sure my family's counting the minutes that I'm up here because I'm on the bike and everything. They just would be looking out, be worried and stuff. And they know how this mountain is, and they know how slick the road can be and the hazards and stuff up here. But it's okay because like I said, you guys are watching. We ain't doing nothing too crazy. The only way to get back on, though, I'm gonna have to ride up this gravel to get back on the road because there is a massive lip. Is there anything coming? Nothing coming. So let's be extra careful. See, I hit that lip. It startled me. I wasn't ready for it. I thought I was like gonna tip over, but I didn't. It's all good. See, look at this. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. It's really pretty up here when the trees have leaves, or when the leaves have changed colors on the trees in the fall. I wish I could have came down here during then when the leaves were still brown and yellow and etc., because it's just gorgeous. I would rather drive up a mountain all day long than to drive down a mountain. This is their attempt at having like a little like visitor center, like a gift shop type thing. Kentucky and Virginia. As you see, Kentucky, Virginia, Highway 160, established 2020, the Dragon Slayer. This is the Welcome Center. So my family actually don't live too far from here, so I'm probably going to end this video here. If you've never been, come visit Lynch, Kentucky at the Dragon Slayer. It's a beautiful road. Do it when it's warm, so you don't come out here in the fall when there's a lot of debris and stuff on the road. And you just want to just come out here and enjoy the weather when it's warm on a motorcycle, and then you can just enjoy it. It's pretty sweet. Let these people go by. See, around here you can ride side by sides and stuff on the highway and nobody cares. Side by side four-wheelers, etc. You don't, like, you're just allowed to do it. They don't, please don't bother you. It's actually legal here in this county to do so. But yeah, like I was saying, if you ever have time, you ever get the chance, visit Lynch, Kentucky. Ride the Dragon Slayer, US Highway 160, or yeah, however you say that, Highway 160. It is a gorgeous road, gorgeous overlook at the top. Be careful, watch out, because again, this is a coal area and they may bring coal trucks across. I don't know, they used to, and they stopped letting them, and they stopped letting semis, but you know how semis are. Just like the tail of the dragon, some semis still end up on there somehow, don't know. But they do. You just got to be careful. Be on the lookout for cars, etc. But from the bottom to the top, you really don't have to worry about anybody pulling out onto the road. You just have to worry about oncoming cars, animals, debris, etc. Because there's nobody that lives on the mountain. So if you get a chance, check it out. Appreciate you for coming in. Please like and share this video. Don't forget, helps me out, helps me grow. The more I grow, the more content I make. So I'll catch you all later. Peace out. Catch you next time.